Okay, so we're gonna look at a post that Judy had done over the weekend, and then we're just gonna review the components of it, and then we will continue on and we'll create a new post, whether it's for engagement or for business, and we'll do it together, and we'll look at the different components that go into it, and we'll critique it before we hit the send button. So okay, so with Judy's post, hang on here, I had brought it up here, so I'll share my screen so you can see it here. Share. Okay, so this is the post, right?
Yeah, but I got some comments back on the one I did, yet the only one I see on here is the one from Elaine that Elaine just did.
Oh. Oh, is it this one maybe you're?
Oh yeah, see I wrote a description, had delicious meal, blah
Oh,
blah blah.
yes. Oh, yes. And so you got 13 engagements here and 11 comments.
Wow, you know what? What a realization that is, because this one has a little bit of stuff written on it, whereas for the other one doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference.
Wow. This is like a
Right?
live demonstration of, when you actually have a caption on that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what you wrote there. A super delicious and healthy meal last night. Green beans from my friend Corey's garden, new baby potatoes from a farm on the island, and a Jamie Oliver recipe for sockeye salmon done in the oven with red pepper, shallots, and jalapeno peppers chopped with sour cream at the end. Oh, that sounds delicious. So moist. Thank you, Bam. That's awesome. See, that's the thing. Like, it's more interesting. We get a better glimpse of what it is that we're looking at, and also, it gives a little bit of insight into, what you like, right? Because you talk about how like, oh my God, it's delicious, it's yum, it's moist, and it's healthy, and it's kind of cool that, oh my God, like these veggies and things are coming out of like your friend's garden, right? And so, okay, so let's look at some of your engagement here. So you got 11 comments. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's Bam's mom, Irene. And
yummy, see, great ketchup too. Going to try the same.
That's my girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, and then you gave a little bit more information about that. And looks yummy, yummy indeed, like little pressures. See, that's the thing. So people can relate to the picture now, right? They know a bit more about it. Barb's a great cook. She takes after her mom. Bon appetit. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Beautiful, yeah. And what
And
you wrote too, Judy, is awesome, because it's like it almost captures the person there with you. And
yeah,
with that, like describing the new baby potatoes from a farmer's island, it's almost like it left me being like, I want to be at that table. So really good job.
Thank you.
It is.
Well done. Right.
I love the wine match the salmon. It was so pretty.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice table setting too. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back up here, because you posted it about the, what, hour or so afterwards?
Yeah, before we ate.
Yeah, 2 hours afterwards. And so you've got the same picture pretty much, and then you've got a close-up of your meal, but the engagement wasn't there, right?
Yeah, like, I don't know how I posted twice. I think Barbara took another picture, so hers might have been the first one. She took it on my camera and I shared that one.
Yeah.
But that was the other one was a close-up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a quick look at that, just because I like food.
I know, I was thinking of you when I did it.
No, that looks great. That looks delicious. So, but yeah, but I mean, right there, like you see the difference. How do I get out of here? Oh, there. Okay. Yeah. So there it is. Proof in the pudding. So yeah, so by posting something personal about the photo and it reveals a bit about you, and people find that much more fascinating.
Mhm.
So if we go back into your other posts, okay, then I shared that. So hang on here. Okay, so here, oh, so Barbara shared, oops, it just popped up some more here. So Barbara shared this onto your page,
Yeah.
but because, I mean, if she had written like a whole thing about it, people, may have seen it and, engaged with it.
Yeah.
But generally, it's more private when someone posts directly to yours.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people will see it compared to you posting your own post.
Yeah. And this is all prior to us talking about anything, right? I would just share, things I found interesting, but never my own stuff.
Yeah. So here, you shared something, but even then, like if you actually write something about it, like,
Mhm.
oh, I think this is going to be really fascinating, and better than pills, and I'm finding that I take a whole bunch of pills, and it's upsetting my stomach. Like this is like the new technology, blah blah blah, amazing. At least then someone would get an insight into
What I
what.
feel about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, because it might be health related and other people, and because, for instance, if that were my post and I had mentioned like, I was like, I'm sick and tired of taking all these pills and supplements and that. And then if I write that, it'll engage people, because then people could then relate to it. It's like, oh my God, I take lots of pills too, right? It's like, and I'm sick and tired of it. And it's like, yeah, oh my God, let me read about this. And, it's like, oh, this is a
Mhm.
great idea, right? Then
Yeah.
it will cause engagement, right? Because again, it comes down to how people can relate to it. And a lot of times people aren't imaginative enough on their own to look at that, to think that, oh, that might be relevant to me. But if you actually put it in words, in such a way where it's like, oh my God, I'm sick and tired of taking all these, medications, and people are like, yeah, me too, right? um
Yeah.
so you're
Well, I
putting
never
that
thought
thought.
of engagement before you covered this with us in the previous training. So
Yeah.
I have a whole new view.
Yeah. And so for business posting, it's very, very important, because you want people to be interested in your service and your product, right? So
Mhm.
you should be able to get engagement on your own personal stuff, and if you're not getting engagement there, you're definitely not going to get engagement on your business post, right? And so once you start mastering it here, you're going to be able to make that transition a lot easier into your business posts, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and
Good
of
to
course everybody loves animals.
That's good, because they're going to see a lot on my personal page.
Yeah. So I mean, like, just by not posting any caption on it, you still got a little bit of engagement, right?
Yeah.
Just because people can relate to animals. People love looking at animals, right? But if
Yeah.
you're sharing things that are not animals, for instance, it'll take a lot more to get people to comment and to like. Oh my God. Oh, that's so cute. The baby owl. Right. See, it's so much easier for people to like something that, they can relate to. And people love animals and
Well, it's
babies.
movement too, whereas some other posts are just a picture
Yeah, they're more static. That's
video.
true. Yeah. And so,
Yeah. So
yeah.
anyway, I
So,
will, we did a road trip, I was telling Elaine, up into the back fields and into the, I'll post that later. So
okay, awesome. Okay. Shall we look at Elaine's,
yeah.
one of yours? Okay.
Actually, that's a good idea, Judy, because right now, since you're just kind of starting to post, you want to do personal stuff versus coming out with business postings, right?
Exactly. That's the way I feel. And I want a business page. So, I'm still waiting to
Yeah.
get there,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Well, that's the thing. So if you're going to be creating a business page, then you won't be putting as much business content here on
Yeah.
your own personal page. And what I find is more useful is, for instance, sharing it between the two pages, right? Because then you're
I like
getting,
that you were doing that. Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So let's
Oh,
look
so
at,
that's something that I could actually look at.
mm-hmm.
That's a new topic then. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look at, I love that sky.
I know, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
What? That's why
That,
I was like,
So you got a lot of engagement on that.
48.
Yeah. And you got 4 comments. Not as many comments though, but if you had written a little story, you know, I think you would have gotten more comments because again, then people could relate to it. But just the content of the picture, the composition of the picture got you a lot of engagements because that sky is incredible.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And then the sun like right over above
Mm.
everybody, like, you know.
I mean, to me, that picture almost looks like a lotus flower of some sort, you know?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
like a glowing bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could even ask a question, you know, like what do you see in that cloud formation or something, right? If you wanted to.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? The that picture, Starry Skies by is it Van Gogh? No.
Yeah,
Mm.
Is it? Yeah. It reminds me of that. Right.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Stunning photo. So yeah, I mean, just from that, it's like, oh my God, I love the photo. So you'll get engagement that way. But to get more comments,
Yeah.
if you write some more stuff, then people will reply back. But
So I'm wondering if I should go back and write a comment on there just to edit it, and like, would that kind of re-engage the conversations?
that's the thing I haven't quite figured out yet because I've gone in and I've re-edited comments before on my captions, and it has helped a little bit to get a bit more engagement. But you'll get the most engagement when you first do it, when you first post the photo.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second time you'll get more, but it won't be as much as, like I said, the initial time.
Right.
So you can go back and try it. But yeah.
Yeah.
And here, and see here, I mean, one, people can relate to it because it's Canada Day, because that's what you wrote, Happy Canada Day, Happy Independence Day. And again, you know, you wrote about your family and what it was like, you know, for them to come over here and, you know, benefits for you. And you got some awesome, happy family pictures. And then you look at the engagement here, it's amazing. So you've got lots of likes, right? And the comments way more because again, people can relate to it, right? Like, you know, Jim's like, so happy your parents brought you here because they know the background story to it, right? So now they can actually expand on what you wrote.
Right.
Right.
They know the background story. That's key.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I'm realizing even with Judy's posts, like the difference is because they know the story behind it.
Yeah. They know the
story.
setting. Yeah.
It is the story that people are connecting with. Wow. Oh my gosh.
So basically it's storytelling. What you're
Mhm.
doing is you're storytelling and then you're showing the pictures to you know, engage in that story even more, right? And so yeah, so you've got, you know, tons of engagement on this one, so that's a great post. And then going back here, the food drive helped feed 20 families and over $500 cash were donated. Thank you everyone for your generous donations. And then
Actually,
the video.
this is a prime example because this one I had gone back and because I had already shared this on my post.
Yeah.
And after we had our conversation, I went back to write that
Yeah.
caption. And so, yeah, of course, then they no engagement, you know? So
Yeah.
Yeah, people have already seen it, so.
Yeah.
that was a fail. Example of a fail.
Yeah. And so this one, you got, you know, a bit of information on here. It's like I made the simple, easy recipe, turned out great. Lots of mess, which we can all relate to when we're cooking, right? It's tasty and simple. Recipe in the comments below. So that's nice that you also, you know, told everybody there's a recipe. So you got good engagement there too. And you also got 18 comments, right? And again, because, you know, I think people can relate to it, right? Oh, I love that.
All right.
Like, good job, Elaine.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I know. That's
Yeah.
why I even put up like I appreciate the applaud because that's
Yeah.
something I do all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, and then with this one, I actually like the only you can see, right? I posted the recipe because I edited the caption.
Yeah.
Because remember before I had the recipe right up on the caption.
Yeah.
And then after that editing, I went back and so all of this came in afterwards.
Yeah.
So look
See?
at the engagement that happened afterwards. I'm like, oh, okay, so it brought more to the post.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was good that you also pointed out that the recipe is in the comments, because if you had just left it out and just put the recipe down below, people wouldn't have seen it, right? But because they see the pictures and then they see that there's, recipe below, they're like, oh, so you're basically telling them, go down below, scroll into the comments, right? So you're giving them, you're directing them what to do, right? A call to action, that's what it's called, right? Call to action, you're giving them a call to action. And so here you go.
So a question on this actually, because I'm seeing that, yeah, there's actually some people that commented on this. I know that the stats is we also want to go back and reply to each one of these comments personally as well, right?
Totally. Yeah. You need to reply to every single one of them,
Uh,
whether it's, well, you like what you like them or you love their comments or whatever, but respond to their comments and then do a reply. Like, well, you got to answer the question, because she started the question, right? She started a conversation, or he started a conversation with you. Like, are you a veganista now? And so start talking to him. He's talking to you, right?
yeah, I will.
And again, it's like, people will write good job. And the reason why you want to reply, it's because it's as though somebody, you're standing face to face to them and they said, good job. And then you don't say anything to them. It's like, oh my God, that's so rude, right?
Mhm.
Because you're not acknowledging them. And that's the thing, people love to be acknowledged, even if all you did was put in here like a heart or a happy face. Although it's better to actually write something back and then put the emoji on, but just to get some sort of reply, because they'll get notification that you replied to them. And so then again, then they're like, oh, okay. So then they'll see that post pop up in their timeline again, right? So yeah. And here, just so that you know, so are you replying, Baya? Is that this person here?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you need to do is reply here.
I thought that's what I did.
No, you can tell it wasn't, because when you reply in the comments, this is what happens. See how it steps down, like it staggers?
Yeah.
So you actually replied there.
Oh, okay, it must have been in there.
You just left a comment probably, right? In that
Yeah,
case.
so you probably, you liked it and then you probably just started commenting, not realizing that you just missed that, right? Because what happens is when you reply in there, she'll get, or is it he or she? She'll get a message that you're replying to her, right? But if you reply outside of it, she may or may not get a message that you are replying. Well, she won't get a message that you're replying to her, but she'll just get a message that, oh, Eileen posted something to this post that you are following.
Yeah.
Because once someone comments, then basically they're following this thread, right? And so, and because you use her name here, like I said, she won't get the message that you're replying to her. You got to go into actually reply there, just so that you know. Yeah.
You know what? It's interesting because one of the things that I'm realizing now is like what I've noticed is, because I don't want to be spending a lot of time on Facebook, I'm actually hesitant to comment on people's posts because I don't want to be caught in that conversation thread.
Well, you don't have to reply too much. It's like all you have to do is just, like I said, just okay. Then put a smiley face.
No. My question is this, like, so like, let's say, like, not even my post, like, let's say if it's somebody else's, some random person's post, right?
Oh yeah.
Even if it is a post that I'm liking, because I see that, now if I comment on that post, I'm going to be engaged in all those conversations. It's like, I just don't want to be, bothered with that. So as somebody who's conscious of my time, I'm just going to keep moving along and not comment.
You don't have to, but it makes a big difference if you do comment. Again, you don't have to do too much for commenting. All you have to do, like if you see somebody's thing, okay, coming across this, a lot of people will just, put like or whatever, and in the comment, they might just put like thumbs up and that's it. And then if they reply back with another thumbs up, then you don't have to reply back to them. But if they, actually write a question, oh, did you find it really interesting? And then it's like, okay, well, then you don't have a choice, you need to reply back. But you can keep it simple. And just by putting, an emoji in the comment, that will be still seen as an engagement in their algorithms,
Okay.
right?
Okay. But you are looking to increase your followers, so
You wanna
So then you should,
suck
yeah.
it up.
Well, that's the thing. That's part of social media, and that's why a lot of people end up hiring social media managers because
Yeah.
we don't have that much time, and in order to get those followings, you have to engage. And so, yeah, that's the value
But if
of
you're
the
not
social media.
posting that often, if you're posting a couple of times a week,
Yeah,
then that would help to.
yeah, yeah.
get down there.
But what Elaine was talking about was going through and posting on other people's posts, like commenting on other people's posts and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, well, and then again, then you can just keep that simple too, and just do it, a couple of times a day, or a couple of times a day, or a couple times a week, or whatever, right? And that way, the conversation doesn't get, you can keep it simple, or you can, just not do it as often, but you should still engage. So, okay, and then this one, you just had the little heart, and see, not as much engagement, right?
That's all prior to our conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
okay.
I mean, it goes to show you what the difference is, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
So what should we do now then? Should we start thinking about our next post then? Because you're right. I mean, I do have to post this week.
yeah.
Because I've been posting this weekend, so.
Okay. Judy, do you have something that you would like to share? Like on your post?
Well, my picture is on my phone, so I'd have to post it that way.
Well,
Okay.
that's okay. If you want, you can hold it against the cell phone so we can see it.
Yeah,
And then this way it gives,
yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay,
brainstorm on that.
Okay. So I'm gonna
all right, good idea.
oh, sorry. I'm gonna unshare this right now. To here. Okay.
All right, so the next one we had a crab dinner. Can you see
Oh,
that?
no, you have to hold it higher. There you go.
Come closer in.
And then down a little bit.
Yeah, right there. Ooh,
Oh.
look at those crabs.
Crabs. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Seafood. Yum.
And there's another table setting.
Nice.
And another table setting. And all right, so then I don't like taking my picture.
No, none of us do. None of us do. Well, some people that love selfies do, but most of us don't. So, but you know what? We're always very, very critical of ourselves. You'll find that when you post pictures of yourself, people love it. They engage with it way more than like your dinner setting, for instance.
Yeah. This is a post of the falls that we went to see.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Just off that suggestion, actually, what I'm gathering is the picture with Judy in there, and then that picture with the scenery setting. That could be your next post. But, because you just did your post, maybe just wait until tomorrow to do that posting. But I think if you put your face with that background setting together and saying, and then talking about that will get you a lot of engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or you can put like all the nature ones together in a grouping. Like, how we did that with the food drive, how there was like a grouping of pictures.
Yeah.
And same with Elaine's picture. She had the two pictures of the family, two different ones, but
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so when you share, how do you share your one picture? Like, do you click on the picture?
I said, I hope it works.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm still getting used to that.
Oh yeah, no. So like let's figure it out right now then. Okay, so when you post your photos, do you go into your photo gallery and then
Yes.
click share from there?
Oh,
Like, or do you go into Facebook and
I go
then,
into Facebook and grab the picture.
okay. I'm just gonna go quickly here. Let me go. So you go into Facebook and then you create a post and then you click on photos and video and then you download and you grab all the pictures
I'm
that way.
pretty sure that's how I do it. Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to go in quickly. Oops, hang on here. Just checking something out. Hang on. Okay, it's not working here. That's not working either. Hold on. Oh, yes. Okay. So you can grab multiple pictures by clicking on it, but on your cell phone, I'm not sure. Yeah, you must be able to click on it. So, okay. So when you're grabbing the photo, you can grab multiple photos.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So then, yeah. So then you would just click on the multiple pictures that you want
Okay.
and then
And
do
it puts
that.
it into one post. Okay. I can
And
try
then it'll
that.
go into one post. But the order that it will show up in is the order that you click it.
Okay.
Yeah. So decide in your mind which one you want first, second, and third,
Okay.
and then click
And then we went out also, this is on the road trip. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little kid fishing.
Yeah.
Can I use those?
Yeah, that's a nice picture too.
And then I have one that's on an angle.
That's okay.
I like it because it's different.
Different perspective. Yeah.
I would definitely use that one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one of the kid. So they're catching these little itty bitty fish.
Yeah. So then, okay, when you're grouping these photos too, though, you also have to sort of think a little bit further out as far as, okay, so I'm going to group these pictures. What is your caption going to be? Is it going to be, okay, along our, on our road trip or on our way to wherever? Or is it going to be just river shots? Or is it going to be,
We'll be checking out whatever inlet or bay or whatever we were at, I think.
okay, so it'll just be about that area then.
Yeah.
Okay, so then in creating your post now, so now you've got an idea of the pictures that you want to put in there, right? So you're not going to mix the dinner pictures with these scenic pictures.
Right.
And so, so we'll focus it on the bay. Well, I'll just call it the bay for now.
Sure.
And so also, what are you going to put into that caption about the bay, and about the photos? You're going to talk about the area a little bit?
Yeah, I'll talk about the trip in and hoping to see whales and the boys.
Yeah.
And we went there because Bob wanted to check it out for taking his friends up to go kayaking. Apparently it's a good area. So.
Yeah. And the other thing too is when you have the pictures, you can also caption each picture. So, okay, when you post it, okay, when you grab all the pictures, it'll ask you, okay, write a little bit about these photos, and then you'll have the main caption about, okay, about the bay, and we caught these, this kid fishing, and and we were enjoying the peacefulness of the river or the bay. And then you can then go to the pictures themselves and then write a little caption about each picture. You can scroll through and okay, write a caption on that picture, scroll up to the next picture, add the next caption. So then it can get a little bit more specific when people look at it. And then once you're happy with that, go back to the top, and then it'll be the main caption, and then you can hit post.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah. So I'll just give you an example. I'll show you mine when I did the food bank or the food drive post. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen just so that you can see how that worked.
I'm trying to find photos to do my posts with, and I'm not finding anything.
We'll find something for you. Okay, so here is my, like, I selected 30 odd photos.
Oh, right.
And then here's my main caption. Thank you, everyone. And people were so kind and generous. The weather's perfect. And there was Chase from Paw Patrol. And there were so many heartfelt stories from people, you know, that gave a tiny little bit to a whole bunch of stuff. COVID has been very hard for everybody. And so everything you donated was a great help for, you know, people in need. And thanks again. And so then within each picture, I have a little caption here.
Okay.
We're all having a blast. And then also by tagging people,
Yeah.
it will show in their timeline. And depending on how active they are with their audience will see some of these pictures too. And then once in a while, like I'll have someone comment and it's like, who's that? And then I'll look and it's like, oh, it's Jennifer's friend. Like, because I have no idea who this person is that may have commented, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so people will scroll through the pictures. They won't necessarily look at the captions inside as much as the main caption, but they still do. So here's, you know, another caption. And again, you get more engagement if you tag everybody right away. But because I'm not friends with everybody that was at the food drive, I friended them afterwards. So now I'm going to have to go back and tag, like I'm going to have to go back and tag Heather and Genevieve, for instance. So it's going to kind of screw up the algorithms a little bit, but.
That's Shauna, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. That's Shauna.
Okay.
Heather's over here in the corner.
Ah.
But yeah, see, then I've got another little caption here. So I made it a point to caption every one of my pictures because again, it also gives a little bit more insight to each photo, and it's good for better for engagement, right?
Yeah,
You
good
know,
idea.
I actually never saw this picture come through.
No? Like
No.
here, I tagged you.
Yeah, but this is my first time seeing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you'll have to go through your timeline again because it should pop up. Like once I've tagged you, it should pop up in your timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Heather. Yeah.
This kid was so cute.
Oh my God, he was hilarious. His little ham.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah. Oh, he made so many faces in that.
Yeah.
And we sang happy birthday to him. You were there when we sang the happy birthday?
I think so. Yeah, I remember his mom and her.
Well, it was so funny. We were singing him the happy birthday, and he tells all these adults, shh.
I know, it was hilarious. You know, I wrote about that here. About, oh my God, Chase and Heather thanking this little guy entertained us with his range of facial expressions. His mom said he was so excited waiting for his birthday to come, but when we sang happy birthday, he hushed us and told us not to tell anyone. It was hilarious. Yeah, and so yeah, so I put like little stories about, you know, each donation if I knew about it.
Oh, he was the coin guy, was he?
No, he came out of the store and he handed over like the bag, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like, oh, here, okay, food bank, or yeah, take my food. And then little thank you gifts. And then Trish was down there. I didn't know that she was a Coquitlam City Councilor.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so there's all the stuff there. And this woman, there's another story here, right? She came out with
Did a lot of stuff, didn't she?
Yeah, and then she went home with like maybe 3 bags.
Yeah.
She gave all of it, but you know. And these guys were so cute. They came down specifically to see Chase and give a donation. And then Emily.
Yeah, puppy.
Because everybody loves puppies, so it's like, okay, I gotta throw in the puppy pictures.
Yeah.
That one I thought was an adorable picture.
Ah, so cute.
Yeah. Annabella with her favorite puppy. I can remember what their dog's name was. So I was like, oh yeah, okay. Cappuccino. And this little guy, oh my God, they came down. So again, this is another amazing story, right? it's like, thanks to them for their thoughtfully planned family donation day. So to teach the kids about charity and community, they spent the week looking through all their cupboards for donations to give to the food drive. And then as a bonus, like the kids got to meet Chase. And apparently Chase is their all-time favorite character, right?
Mm,
And so, but because it was supposed to be distancing, they stayed in the car. And then I
yeah.
said, "Oh, well, did you want to go say hi?" Right? And Mom's like, "Oh, are we allowed to?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Well, what about the distancing?" It's like, I was like, "Well, you can go and walk up to him." And it's like, but the thing is, oh, he's in his costume, so it's fine, right? And so it's like, "Oh, if you don't mind, we would love to." And then, he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." It's like, so but he was really shy, and so he came out, and
Uh,
eventually, snuggled up to him, to Chase, and took the picture. In the back of the car, he was like smiling forever now. And apparently she loves Chase too, this little one. She's only like 2 years old, but
Mhm.
like apparently she goes crazy when he comes on TV.
Oh.
Yeah. And so that was the thing, like, they set up this, okay, we're gonna do, family donation day, and just to teach the kids about charity and giving back. So it was such a great story. And then there's filling up the van.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's who Chase is.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it. But like, again, each picture had the captions and that. And
I gotta say, Donna, that's actually like what you captured off that day
Yeah,
is a
very
freaking
good.
phenomenal. Like the
thank you.
not only did you get great photos, but the stories, like you've captured so many stories behind each one of those events. I'm like, I didn't even come close to what you did, you know?
We're
Uh,
learning. She
yeah,
taught us.
yeah.
You
Well,
really
it takes practice, because I used to live tweet events. So I'd be out at, like, whether it's a farmer's market or some festival, as I would be walking around, like I'd take a picture and then I'd tweet it out, and then I'd walk and then, oh, take another picture, tweet it out, and just do a commentary. And so with this, because it wasn't live per se, I just was taking pictures and just remembering the stories, and then just posting it.
Hmm,
Yeah,
that's
so
very
amazing.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really blown away at your level of connection to all the stories and the people that were there that you were able to build a rapport with, you know?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
other than like the people that we were there with, like I didn't really connect with any donors or anything per
yeah,
se.
yeah.
Uh, I just stayed in my little bubble. So
But
good for
that's
you.
okay. I mean, it's all part of, learning. Like, because
Yeah,
I was like that when I used to first go out.
yeah,
It was the same thing. Like, I would just do my own little thing. I wouldn't talk to people. But then over time, like, I just start talking to people, and it's like, oh, it's so neat to meet these people. And they all have these amazing stories, right? And so it's great to be able to show it in here. And the other thing, too, which I didn't do, which I've done occasionally, when you ask for their permission to share it, which I didn't in a lot of these,
I was
in
going to
most of
ask
these
about that.
pictures.
Yeah.
But when you do, um, you can then say, oh, like, I'd love to share it on Facebook, and they're like, do you mind? And a lot of times, a lot of times they don't care. It's like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, right? And it's like, oh well, so you're on Facebook, and it's like, well, I'd love to be able to tag you in it. Can we connect on Facebook? And then you get them as another contact, like another Facebook friend. And then by doing that, then they'll start seeing more of your stuff, and and they want to see these pictures, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So that's another way of getting more names and contacts, right? And yeah. And also, like, a lot of these pictures, I've edited them. A lot of, like, all of them, every single one of them, I've edited them.
Hmm.
And some of them were really, really dark, and so I've had to brighten them up a bit, because it was kind of gray, and when we were underneath the cover,
Yeah.
it was dark. So anyways, so, and then I was at Presso Tea, which they were having a grand opening. It was 2 for 1. So then me and my sister-in-law went down there, and so I got a couple of pictures.
Just for time's sake here, because I'm noticing it's almost kind of getting to like the hour mark
Oh
here.
yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
And tagging your locations also makes a difference too, because it will show up in their feeds too.
Mm.
And tagging people, tagging places, yeah, makes a big difference. So, okay, so that's the differences, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and so hang on, let me unshare. Oh, unshare
So
screen.
Judy, you've got posts that you want to be doing. Donna, do you have a post that you're ready to do?
It's not a business post, but I have some posts. I don't know where my phone is actually, so I won't be doing one right now.
Okay, well, it's funny because like we seem to all have like a missing piece because I have my phone, but I don't know what picture or what photo to post. So,
Okay. Well,
um,
okay. Well, we are at the top of the hour. Do you want to like do a post, like each of us do a post tomorrow or the next time we
Yeah, I'll
meet?
do one. Well, I can get one ready and just not post it, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, so if you're going to go into Facebook and you're going to pull all those pictures,
Yeah.
when it's going to be sort of sitting in limbo. As soon as you exit Facebook, all that's going to disappear.
Oh, will it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the only thing. So you can
Well, I
start
can put
thinking
some
about,
thoughts as to what captions I want to
yeah,
put and stuff,
yeah,
right?
you can start thinking about that. And then, yeah, so I'll start, I'll get something ready for the next time also. And Elaine, you can do the same, and then we could do that on our next session.
Cool.
right on. Do you want to stop the recording and then we can schedule our next session?
Okay.